Hello there, welcome to Field Study, an exploration of food and the landscape. So a slight change of scenery today. I've come down here to this beautiful patch of coastline to show you 3 coastal plants that are good to forage for right now in early autumn. Stay tuned. So the first plant we come across is this. Now this is rock Sampha. Now this isn't related to the marsh Sampha that you get in the shops. So this is a completely different species from a completely different family. Now this is from the Apiaceae family, or the umbellifers, or the carrot family. So this contains all sorts of things like Alexanders, cow parsley, deadly things like hemlockwater, dropwort. But this is a maritime species, and you can tell by this beautifully succulent leaf that it's got. And it's, yeah, it really is. It's like a succulent, it's fleshy, and it needs to be in order to withstand the salt in its environment. So you'll find it growing out of cliffs and on rocky coastlines like this. So like most members of the carrot family, they've got these umbrella-like umbels of flowers on. These ones have gone to seed, and the seeds are nice and sort of succulent and fleshy as well. So it's got this sort of pinnate leaf structure with the terminal leaflet at the end, like your hogweed, but slightly different. So much like its cousin, coriander, this is a plant whose flavour splits opinion. So some people absolutely love it, but it contains a chemical compound, and some people think it tastes like toilet duck or bleach, which I have to say, luckily, I'm not one of them people. This to me is a beautifully delicious plant. So it is piney, it is citrusy. It's got that pine resin thing going on to an extent, and then like a really rounded carrot flavour behind it, and it is beautiful. So this was actually quite a popular food plant in Victorian times, and it was actually quite a big industry here. So all along the cliffs down here on the south coast of the Isle of Wight, you used to get gangs of children and women picking it from precarious ledges in the side of the cliff in order to sell it on. And it used to be pickled and sent and sold up in London. Because this was actually, pickled Sampha was actually quite a popular fashion food in Victorian times. It's really, really nice with fish, steamed white fish with some of this, or if you stuff the body cavity of mackerel with this and then grill it over the fire, it is absolutely to die for. But something I've been wanting to experiment with for a while now is putting it through a juicer and making Sampha juice, and then somehow fermenting that, making it into a vinegar, or adding koji and fermenting it into a sort of soy sauce. So that's one thing I'm going to be experimenting with over the course of the next year. But I think that the fresh citrusy flavour will really, really lend itself well to having more acid or umami in the background. So yeah, it's definitely a plant that I'm going to be experimenting with over the next couple of months. But just used as its own, as a green vegetable, it is absolutely delicious. Or you could be like the Victorians and pickle it, and you can store it for months at a time. It's crunchy, it is lemony, it is salty, and it's got that, I don't know, the satisfyingness of the crunches. So this is one of my favourite seaside vegetables, and it will be coming home with me in my foraging bag today to have midweek with a lovely bit of sea bass that I've got waiting in the fridge. So yeah, that is rock Sampha. So plant number 2 is this stag's horn plantain, or buck's horn plantain. So this is just like the plantain that we covered in one of the previous videos. I'll put a link up in the top. This is a member of the plantain family, which is a family which has lots of species all the way across the world, and lots of them are good. So you'll see this is growing from a basal rosette of leaves, which sort of spreads out from the central point here. And what's interesting about this one is that in order to spread its seeds down these sort of cliff tops and rocky terrain that it likes next to the sea, it will put out its seeds not straight up like ribwort plantain will, but it will put them out to the side and then they will curve up like this. This is just so if it's on a ledge like this, when the seeds drop, they will most likely fall downhill and colonize the rest of the cliff. So in order to recognize this as opposed to any of the other plantains, the other plantains usually have a broader leaf. This has a slightly succulent leaf that has these little horns off to the side of it. So you'll see that going down. It's like a sword-shaped leaf with these lovely little horns off the side of it, which that's what gives it its name, the stag's horn plantain. So this is a good edible green plant. So its taste is similar to other plantains, but it's got more of a sort of a succulent texture to it. A slight bit of saltiness, and it's got a lovely sort of chlorophyll green cut grass flavour to it. I don't know how else to describe it. Cut grass? Yeah, no, that makes sense. So that is a beautiful thing that you can play with. Put it on a nice bit of fish, drape it over a lovely bit of steamed sea bass or pollock, or put it in mixed greens dishes or in a lovely seaside salad, which would be quite nice. So whilst it isn't the most substantial plant, it does have quite a lot of lovely flavour. So it's well worth looking out for next time you go for a walk on the beach. So let's press on and I will show you plant number 3. The sun's getting a little bit low in the sky and I can't stop thinking about dinner. When can I not stop thinking about dinner? I'm always thinking about dinner. Our third and final plant for today is this, which is sea beet. So this is one of the best greens in my opinion. So it's part of the same family as beetroot and Swiss chard, and it is absolutely delicious and very, very versatile as well. So it's got, as with lots of coastal plants, a sort of fleshy leaf with sort of a thick membranous skin on the outside, so it feels sort of succulent. So this is an adaptation that plants have in order to stop the moisture on the inside of the leaf being sapped out by the salt that they're exposed to on a day-to-day basis. So it's got that lovely shiny, almost leathery skin on the outside. It's got these lovely spear-shaped leaves and the leaf tends to run down the stem a little like that. Find it growing in clumps like this from spring until autumn, even all the way through winter. You might be able to find this depending on what sort of area you're in. But it really is an incredibly versatile vegetable. So you can use it much in the same way as chard or spinach. It is rich in iron and antioxidants. It is truly delicious. So it's like Swiss chard in many ways, or other leaf beets as well. But it's sort of got the sort of iron content that you would expect with a kale or a cavolo nero. So it packs much more flavour, which is amazing. So you can use this in lots of dishes that call for spinach, or you can cook it as a green vegetable on its own, like Swiss chard, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of lemon, absolutely lovely. Chili flakes sprinkled on top, oh, it's a meal in itself. And the good thing is, it is so abundant. If you live near the coast in the UK, then I can guarantee that somewhere near you, there will be some sea beet. So go out, find it, whack it in your foraging bag and have a little experiment with it in your kitchen. If you've got any recipes that you use sea beet in specifically, then please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to know what people get up to with it up and down the country. Yeah, that would fascinate me. So the sky's beginning to bruise and the weather's just beginning to change, as it always is whenever I come out and film a video. I can see rain clouds gathering on the horizon. So I think it's time for me to pack up my stuff and go home. Now that the tourist season's over and all the tourists have gone home, I'm going to be spending a lot more time down on the beach making coastal foraging videos for you guys. So look forward to that in the next coming months. Autumn and winter on the beach is one of my favourite things in the world, especially here overlooking the English Channel. The skyscapes are indescribable. It's a beautiful thing. What more can I say? Anyway. So unfortunately, that is all we've got time for this week. If you enjoyed it, then hit the like button and hit subscribe for more foraging videos from this beautiful landscape. Until next week, take care.